Hello and welcome back, artists and designers. This is part 2 of our Bauhaus blocks video, so let's go ahead and build on our skill set here. This is my sample. I'll go ahead and turn this layer off and we'll get back into it here. We are working with a grid on this to make our lives easier. We have smart guides on and we are working with simple shapes, rounding corners, and doing some fun things with this. So let's go ahead and grab this first one, and I'm going to hold Alt. And I'm going to drag this over here, duplicate it, and let's go ahead and just throw in a triangle shape since we haven't really done that yet. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my rectangle tool, my polygon tool. I click and hold, and as soon as I click once, it's going to say, hey, how big do you want this triangle? How many sides do you want? You can add more or fewer sides. So I'm going to do 3. And there we go. It's going to pop a triangle in here. Zoom in and take a look at this. And you know, when you have a triangle here, when you have a polygon, if you grab this little diamond shape, you can actually add more sides, fewer sides, depending on what you want. I'm going to leave it at 3. And you can, again, take this triangle, you make it whatever size you want. Use the grid and the guides to help you out with it here. So if I'm looking to get this halfway, I'm looking at that grid line right there, and then I'm looking at the grid line right here, and if that looks good to me, great. I can hold my Alt key, I could duplicate that, I could have 2 down below, I could take both of these, I could hold Shift, I could rotate those, put them along the side, maybe throw in another rectangle or something over here, or maybe I throw in a circle on this side. Let's go right in the middle over here and hold my Alt and Shift key, and maybe I put that in here. And this is a great opportunity to go ahead and build in with the Shape Builder tool. So let's go ahead and switch my color here. Sorry, just want to have a different color in here. And let's go ahead and try the Shape Builder. So now that we have some triangles on there, we have this circle shape here, and it is cutting across this, but I only want half of this circle in here. I don't want to see the rest of it. And maybe let's make this a little bit bigger. So I'm going to hold my Shift key and let's go ahead and put it here. And I'm looking for my smart guides. I want to pop that right up on that corner right there, and I can see it. If you ever have trouble, here's a great little trick. If you hit Control Y on the keyboard, it will show you outline mode, and that will show you exactly where those paths are and where those things are popping up. And I can see that center line is right where I want it on this shape. So I'm going to hit Control Y to bring me back here, and I'm going to use Shape Builder right now. So to use Shape Builder, you need to select both parts that you want to build with. So in this case, I want the brown block and I want the yellow circle. And once those two are selected, I'm going to go over right here to my Shape Builder tool, and I'm going to click that. Now, by default, what the Shape Builder wants to do is it wants to merge things together. So if I click and drag like this, it's going to merge all of that together. That's not what I want, because I actually want to delete this. So it works as an eraser too. I'm going to hold I'm going to hold the Alt key or Option on Mac, and when I drag there, I can go ahead and delete that. And now, if I click back on this circle, I now have a half circle or a semicircle right here that I've created with the Shape Builder. Let's try another one with that. So let's go ahead and duplicate this one more time. Maybe change the color just for something a little bit different. Let's make it yellow this time. And let's go ahead and make, not what I wanted to do. Let's go ahead and make a circle over here. So I'm going to make a circle. Let's switch this color. Something a little bit different. Let's go with blue this time, and we'll go ahead and duplicate this circle. So I'm going to take this circle, and I am looking to make an eye shape. So I'm going to go ahead and take both of those, and let's select for a second and make this a stroke just so that we can see what's happening. I want to get this eye shape right here in between. So I'm going to go ahead and move this until I get a shape that I am feeling pretty good about. And that looks pretty good to me. I'm looking at where these intersect, this Venn diagram thing. So I'm going to take both of those, and I'm going to tell you the Shape Builder gets a little tricky sometimes when you have a stroke. So I'm going to go ahead and make this just a fill and no stroke. And I'm going to go ahead back to my Shape Builder. And again, this time what I'm going to do is I can hold Alt and I can click here. It's going to delete. I can hold Alt. Click there, it's going to delete, and that leaves me with this nice little eye shape that I could throw in right here. Maybe line that up in the center, out in the center point, drag it up until it hits the edge. I could pop that right in the middle, and again, rotate that around. You can get a similar shape as I showed you in the first video by using the rounded rectangle, but this is another way with Shape Builder to be able to build on that area right there. Okay, so I've got that. I could make this look like an eye by adding that circle in the center. Whatever you like to do, you could use Shape Builder again, slice this up however you want. That is only limited by your own creativity. Let's go ahead and add one more trick and technique in here. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this yet again. And let's drag this down here. And I want to show you a little bit about duplicating. And I'll show you two quick things that you can do to duplicate. I'm trying to get this lined up here. It doesn't want to go into the grid, but there we go. I think that's good. All right. So let's go ahead and delete this eye shape right here. And let's work with just a single line. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my line tool, line segment tool, and I'm going to use a blue stroke here. So let's go ahead and make a line right here. So I'll go ahead and make a line right here, and let's go ahead and make that a little bit thicker. Now I could line that up right at the edge of my square, and that would be fine. But I'm going to go ahead and just leave it overlapping. That's okay for right now. And I will hold my Alt key and I'm going to drag once. And I'm going to move this over to the second grid line here. So it's not quite snapping into that grid line, but it's pretty close. And here is a nice little trick. Once you have done that once, you just hit Control or Command D, and it is going to repeat that same step as many times as you hit Control D. And you get it to duplicate as you do that. So I could take all of these parts right now. If I wanted to kind of shift this down a little bit, I could bring those lines in here. I could thicken them up, thin them out a little bit as I need to, and I get this nice little effect right here. I could throw in a rounded rectangle or a circle in the center here. Let's drop a circle in here. Let's flip this and make this red, let's say, and we'll flip the stroke and fill, and there we go. We got another one lined up right in the center. There we are, and I'm going to take all of those and I'll go ahead and group that right there. Okay, there's about a million more things that we could do on this. I'm going to open up my original and come back and show you here, but again, this is basically building on all of those things. You can use Shape Builder, the triangles, the rounded rectangles. You can duplicate things in a number of different ways. Shape Builder. Have fun, explore. If you would like to see more techniques, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.